Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today is going to be the last episode with the ranked number 1 team from the previous season. I hope you guys have been enjoying it, but we're going to swap to some brand new teams. First of all, I know a lot of people have been asking when the next team that I'm going to build personally is going to be, and I do apologize because I've been planning on, making some new teams and showing them, but I unfortunately won't be able to do that until I get back from Australia. I'm actually going to Australia tomorrow for the International Championships. I'll be commentating there, and that's taking place next weekend. If you want to learn more about the stream, check out the link in the description below on Pokemon.com. So I'm going to be there, and I'm trying to pre-record as much as possible before I go out into Australia. So hopefully I'll be able to provide still daily uploads. If not, then at least every other day. But I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I'm also going to be doing a live stream on Twitch. Probably by the time this video goes up, I'll probably be streaming, but if not, then definitely within like the next hour or so. But that's going to be around between like 1:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, I'm thinking. Maybe a little bit later of a start, but hope to see some of you guys there. So let's get into today's episode. As always, if you guys enjoy, please share support by leaving a like, and yeah, let's see what we're going up against. Last time with this team. Let's see. This could be a great time for Gothitelle because my opponent has 2 potential Intimidators in Hitmontop and Arcanine. Dusclops is really interesting here because there's no like Rhyperior, and it's not like a super slow team, so it's not like you necessarily want to set up Trick Room. Sylveon really concerns me. I think this team does not have an excellent Sylveon matchup. Could also consider Dynamaxing Vanilluxe, but Dynamax Gothitelle doesn't seem terrible. I guess, what does Dynamax Gothitelle do against Sylveon? What do any of these Pokemon do against Sylveon? The only thing that's hitting it on the physical spectrum is like Max Steel Spike from Pessimian or just a normal Iron Head. So we'll probably bring out Pessimian. I mean, Pessimian's not a bad candidate to Dynamax either, but has to be worried about Will-O-Wisps from Dusclops and Rotom. So, thinking of leading Gothitelle, and the question is then who would I want to pair that up with and what really threatens me? I think like Gothitelle doesn't like going up, specifically in this comp against Sylveon and Duraludon. So could go Gothitelle Pessimian on the get-go. Pessimian can also knock off Dusclops, which I think could be decent. And in the back, I don't like Vanilluxe here. I like Chandelure a lot, I think. And I'm thinking Rotom is the last one. Yeah. Like, I don't feel great about Vanilluxe here, mainly because it doesn't really... I mean, I guess it's got Flash Cannon for Sylveon, but... like, if it had an Aurora Veil, maybe I'd consider bringing it, but in this case, it doesn't. Also, question of the day. I'm gonna try to make a video on this later today and post it tomorrow, but obviously, as you guys may have seen, Incineroar and a bunch of other Pokemon like Venusaur and Blastoise are going to be back allowed in the format starting March 1st. So I'm curious on what your guys' thoughts on that are. Let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about the addition of some of these older Pokemon coming back in? And yeah, I'm really curious to see what people think. Okay, Duraludon and Dusclops. We could Dynamax Pessimian. I'm leaning towards that. I'm just worried about, like, we could just so easily get burnt here. Which is the downside. I feel like you probably Dynamax Max Steel Spike and go for a Will-O-Wisp onto Pessimian. Is there any value to Trick Rooming here? Because Dusclops won't do much to us afterwards. I could also knock off Psychic. I don't think that KOs though, but I think Duraludon definitely Dynamaxes here. I might just Max Steel Spike Pessimian too. So I don't think that was a great play. But if you target Gothitelle and you go for Max Steel Spike, I mean, knockoff Psychic probably isn't KOing anyway, so I don't think that play makes much sense. I just don't want to Dynamax the Pessimian just to get burnt, because that plus the defense boost from Duraludon add up so quickly where I basically get nothing out of my Dynamax. He's just going to go for a cheeky ally switch. Okay. He's actually Max Warm Winding, which is going to activate Competitive and Defiant. So what we could do is actually... wow, that is so funny. Man, if we Trick Room there, I honestly would think it's just GG. Let's see how much +1 knockoff and +2 Psychic does against Dynamax Duraludon. That's actually not bad damage. What item is it? It's Weakness Policy. Okay, that's also good to see. Not bad, not bad. Okay. I could just Dynamax Gothitelle outright here, honestly. I think I'm going to Dynamax Gothitelle, go for Max Mindstorm, which might just KO from that range and knock off the Dusclops. I could try to set up Trick Room here, but I don't necessarily like doing that in front of Dusclops. That's so funny. I was going to say how like we haven't really been able to get competitive or Defiant off, and this case shows exactly why it can be super good. In fact, it was even better because our opponent like activated both, and I think one cool thing you can do with this team that I haven't done is you like bait out something like a Max Wormwind and switching Gothitelle on the opposing slot that isn't targeted by Max Wormwind, so you get the competitive boost immediately. But yeah, now we can Dynamax Gothitelle, and I think at +2, Gothitelle is actually a huge offensive threat against my opponent's entire team, especially because now Sylveon's not going to be Dynamaxing. So that's also one of the reasons why I didn't want to Dynamax Passimian and Max Knuckle. There are two reasons for that. One, Duralud almost survived that and can activate a weakness policy, and two, Dusclops can go for the ally switch. So, not bad. Just going to be a Max Steel Spike here. Might go out into Gothitelle this time, but nope, just going to target Passimian. I am more than okay with that. Like I said, we could have set up Trick Room, but I'm content knocking out Duraludon here. I assume +2 Max Mindstorm KOs. I'm not actually 100% on that. If not, things might get a little trickier, but I didn't want to set up Trick Room because Dusclops could reverse it. Let's see if this KOs. Oh, it feels so good. So now we have Psychic Terrain up, and we're at +2 special attack, and we're Dynamax with Gothitelle, and we get a free switch in, and Dusclops can't really do very much against us. So I think we're in a very, very prime position to win right now. But it's still far from over, obviously. It's just going to Nightshade us, but that's fine. Dynamax obviously provides a lot of utility against that. So we could go out into Chandelure or Rotom. I'm leaning... I mean, you're not going to bring out Hitmontop. My opponent had Sylveon, Rotom, Wash. I think I like bringing my Rotom-Wash a little bit more. I like to conserve the Focus Sash on my Chandelure for a late game where I can just, even if I'm getting outsped by something, can take the attack and then retaliate back. And it's going to be Rotom on my opponent's end. Okay, nice. I feel like +2 Max Psychic should just KO that, right? So let's just go for that. Max Mindstorm and Thunderbolt. You might go for an ally switch, but at this point, since I'm targeting both slots, like, you're taking damage with something. And I don't see the point on going for... he does go for ally switch, okay. I don't really see the point on going for a Max Overgrowth here because of the threat of ally switch. And we're faster with our Rotom, which is good information. Or maybe we speed tie. Wow, Magnet Thunderbolt does so much. Nice. It's Life Orb Rotom too. Interesting. I was hoping the Dark Pulse was going to lower our special defense just to activate competitive even more. Oh my god, that damage is so good. I'm going to Psychic Rotom and Thunderbolt the... do I think they're going to ally switch again? That's fine to just Psychic and Thunderbolt those respective slots. I don't think Thunderbolt actually knocks out Dusclops. That's the main problem, right? So if you ally switch, and I'm Thunderbolting the Rotom slot and Dusclops switches, then Dusclops survives. So the question here is, does my opponent go for it again? But, I mean, we're in a spot to potentially just get a double knockout. The fact that our Rotom is faster is a big deal as well. Even if we speed tie, that's good information. The main thing here is my opponent doesn't have a berry. It is Life Orb Dark Pulse, though, which is interesting. So offensive Rotom, but still not, like, super speedy. Although I actually don't remember the speed investment on this Rotom. And he's not going to ally switch, so we'll just pick up a double KO. Yeah, so I'm sure my opponent wasn't expecting the competitive and was like, you know what, even if we activate Defiant, that's fine. You're probably going to activate our weakness policy, but competitive Gothitelle comes out and just demolishes this entire team. So one of the reasons why I like Gothitelle a lot in Team Preview, but I didn't think he could do very much if Sylveon comes out. Kind of expect Sylveon to be the last one, so let's see. Yep, it is. Yeah, so now with Chandelure fully healthy in the back as well, we can just go for Thunderbolt Psychic. Chandelure with its Focus Sash will surely finish off Sylveon, even if it's Assault Vested. So I just don't think Sylveon can do enough at this point. So we can very easily Psychic and Thunderbolt. I guess the one concern here is if it is Spexed and crits the Rotom. So let's see how much Hyper Voice does here. Alright, knocks out Gothitelle, but we survive, so that's fine. I really wanted to see Gothitelle just clean up and get every knockout in this game, but yeah, now we can just bring out Chandelure, and I think Thunderbolt and Shadow Ball should be enough. Actually, a little bit scared. I mean, I was going to say I'm a little bit scared, but Hyper Voice isn't doing much to Chandelure. I don't think Sylveon can really touch Chandelure, to be honest. You might have, like, Psychic or Psyshock, which actually could be scary, I guess, since Psychic Terrain is up, but we know we're faster with Rotom, so we can just keep clicking Thunderbolt, and the Magnet actually helps out a lot here. Sylveon is actually going to end up outpacing us here, but I think Shadow Ball should finish it off. If not, I'm pretty sure that's Spec Sylveon. Maybe Hyper Voice actually KOs us now. I mean, that first one did 60, so I don't think it would. But Spec Shadow, sorry, not Spec Shadow Ball. Normal Shadow Ball here from Channeler does end up getting the knockout. So yeah, that was a really fun match. Just didn't think I'd live to see a day where both Competitive and Defiant activate immediately. But that's why I like bringing Gothitelle and Pissimian into this matchup. As you saw, my opponent didn't bring Hitmontop or Arcanine, so it limits my opponent in the sense that if they do bring Hitmontop and Arcanine, then, you know, you have to deal with the chance of activating Competitive or Defiant at any point. And if not, then you're obviously limited in the sense that I know pretty much what 4 Pokemon you're going to be bringing. But I think it would have been better off for my opponent to go for a Max Steel Spike turn 1. If you Max Steel Spike into Gothitelle or even into Pessimian, that game becomes a lot harder. But I think they were actually hoping for us to activate the weakness policy. And I'm sure, once again, they weren't expecting a competitive Gothitelle. So, hey, if you're playing against Gothitelle, one thing that's always good to check is try to switch out with the first Pokemon. Because if it is Shadow Tag, then the game will tell you that you can't switch out. So that's like a very simple thing you can do. Just make sure you do it with the first Pokemon and not the second, so you don't accidentally switch out a Pokemon where you're not actually trying to. What the heck is this team? It's like a Trick Room team, but there's a Rhydon. Sorry, Rhyhorn. Rhydon. Flygon. That rhymes. We actually lost against that, the Rhydon in, like, the very first stream game we had last week, which was pretty funny. Double Weather with Vanillux, Torkoal, and Oranguru. This feels like a 2017 team, kind of. What in the world do I bring here? Okay, so one thing I'm afraid of is Butterfree just sleep spamming everyone. So it might be worthwhile to, you know, go for like a fake out. Vanillux isn't bad here, but it's not great either. Who do we want to Dynamax is the question. Like, Rotom actually doesn't seem terrible. Once again, the toughest thing with this team, in my opinion, is figuring out who to Dynamax, because there's so many good candidates. It's actually really tough. Channeler's not bad either. I like Rotom, though. I'm going to lead Gothitelle plus... Let's go Gothitelle Rotom. Who do I want to back? Channeler for sure. Need it for Torkoal. Maybe Grimmsnarl. Pessimian's not bad either, I guess, with the Assault Vest, because it can knock off things. Maybe Pessimian would have been better, actually. Especially because there is the Eviolite probably on the opposing side, and I think knockoff could be quite handy. I just really had no idea what to bring in this matchup. My opponent's team is, like, super bizarre, but in a cool way. Like, I think it's certainly competitively viable. I just don't really know what to expect as a lead here, because you can go with the Butterfree mode, or you can go for the Trick Room mode. Butterfree Dusclops. This works out decently because we can fake out the Butterfree Dynamax and Max Lightning. The problem with that is I think you probably just go for Sleep Powder Trick Room, right? But we can't fake out Inner Focused anyway. Maybe we don't need a Dynamax Rotom, though. Actually, that seems excessive. Yeah, I'm okay with just fake out Thunderbolt here to Butterfree. Oh my, we're gonna get befuddled. Oh, I really slept on the possibility of that. Oh, that was sick. Well done. Well done. That is really smart. Like, really smart. That feels so bad, man. Does Thunderbolt KO with Magnet? I'm honestly not sure. And Ally Switch! Man, people are just loving these, just spam Ally Switch turn 1. Oh, man. Goodbye. Oh, it's actually Rotom. I think we survived that, right? Okay. I'll take that, then. What are the status conditions? Paralysis? Okay. And poison. It's not bad. I mean, I take those over sleep. Ally Switch is so cheeky, man. Alright, what do we do here? I don't want to switch in. These get destroyed by Bug. I really slept on the possibility of Dynamax Butterfree, honestly, but maybe we can actually then click Trick Room here. I like Trick Room and Thunderbolt. If you knock out Gothitelle, we just get a Magnet Thunderbolt into Butterfree, and if you not, I don't think Oranguru goes for Trick Room here. But my opponent actually smartly targets Gothitelle. But like I said, I don't have a switch in there. This is actually still okay, honestly. We'll get Thunderbolt off. That should do a ton of damage. Might just KO with Magnet. Ah, so close. Paralysis? No. And actually, my opponent sets up Trick Room. Okay. That puts us in a really interesting position. I think we'll probably Dynamax Chandelure in this game. Could also be worthwhile to reverse Trick Room, but I don't want to eat up like a Befuddle again from Butterfree. Does he get Psychic? Probably. Is there any point in Dynamaxing this turn? I think I'm going to conserve my Dynamax for one turn. I'm going to click Heat Wave here. And Foul Play. Yeah. Shame that Magnet Thunderbolt could not finish off the job, but very nicely done. I just completely slept on the idea of offensive Butterfree in this game. Like, that was totally my bad. He actually has Foul Play into Rotom. Does that KO, though? No, it doesn't. So we'll pick up a double KO here, most likely. Maybe I should have reversed Trick Room then. I don't know. Because if he has Psychic, like the Butterfree can just befuddle me. And if I don't KO the Butterfree, because we do pick up a double knockout. I think Rotom here faints, but we get to bring in Grimmsnarl, which can fake out, which actually is a really big deal. So that poison might actually work in our favor. Nice. So now it's 2-on-2. We get a free switch in. We have Fake Out Pressure, and the most important thing is that our opponent is Dynamax, whereas we haven't. And both of these are great candidates to Dynamax, so it depends on what my opponent has in the back. If it is the Torkoal, okay, that's fine. If it's Rhyhorn, we can just Fake Out Max Overgrowth that. Ooh, it's actually Vanillux. That's even better. Vanillux is not threatening us at all right now. Yeah. And the best thing right now is that Hail is up too, so Torkoal's doing less damage. I think since Vanillux doesn't really beat Chandelure at all, I'm just gonna Dynamax Chandelure here. Oh, definitely not Max Guard. Dynamax, Max Phantasm, Torkoal, and just Fake Out it so it doesn't get like an eruption off. And the Max Phantasm actually, you know, lowers the defense too, so then Sucker Punch will probably just knock out either Pokemon with Life Orb. I guess it could be, the one thing I'm scared of is if your Torkoal protects here, and then Vanillux goes for Flash Cannon or freezes the Grimmsnarl. Those definitely could happen. But no Protect, great. And Life Orb Fake Out actually, the nice thing about Life Orb Fake Out is you actually do decent damage. We're faster with Chandelure too, so yeah, that should lock up the game for us here. And Max Phantasm just gets the knockout. Beautiful, beautiful. It's definitely a fun game here, though. Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting that my opponent set up Trick Room there. And this shows the downside of Oranguru and Dynamaxing earlier on with Butterfree. Like, Butterfree's good, right? But it's so frail still where, I don't know, you typically don't want to be taking like 80% of damage from a single non-Dynamax attack as a Dynamax Pokemon. And Butterfree is, you know, one of the most frail Pokemon you can really use. You can just Max Phantasm and Sucker Punch here. Any combination of attacks will finish it off. Good Max Flare, I guess, but it doesn't matter at this point. Vanillux can't win this. So let's see how much Life Orb Sucker Punch does. Yeah, it just gets the one-hit KO. That is so beautiful. So nice. I'm glad we get to feature like, you know, a lot of the cool things about this team in the last episode too, like the competitive and the Defiant from that first game. In this one, just showing how good offensive Grimmsnarl plus Chandelure can be. And yeah, don't sleep on offensive Life Orb Grimmsnarl. Like, so many people, when you go up against Grimmsnarl, you just think, oh, it's going to be dual screens. At most, he'll maybe have Spirit Break, but it's not going to do much damage. And this thing comes out and literally just gets like one-hit KOs on things. And like, we were able to Dynamax it a few episodes back, and that was really cool too. So I would like to end with the Dynamax Grimmsnarl, but unlike the last time when we were using Glaceon, I don't feel the compulsive need to do that. So it will come down very much to the matchup. But let's see what this final game brings us. And yeah, I've already mentioned this, but yeah, come hang out at the stream. By the time this video goes up, I'll probably be streaming already, so twitch.tv/CybertronVGC. And if you can't catch that, then you can always watch over the VOD. Once I'm back from Australia, I'm planning on streaming probably 2 times a week minimum, so hope to see some of you guys in the future. And yeah, it'll be a fun time. And once again, I'm going to be in Australia for the International Championships next weekend, so if you are there over in Melbourne, I hope to meet some of you guys. Really excited to be commentating the first major internationals. I'm super excited to see where the metagame goes and what teams really end up making it on top there. There's a a lot of great players going to that tournament as well, so just excited to be back in the commentary booth and excited to cast some really great matches. Also, I just love Melbourne in Australia, so I'm really excited to be back there. Is there anything else I really have to say? Nope, not really. Otherwise, guys, thank you as always for supporting this channel. It's still so surreal that we passed 100,000 subscribers, and hopefully we'll get that silver play button pretty soon. But it really feels like a dream come true, and I just have so much fun doing this stuff for you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. All right, another team with Butterfree, but this time it's a lot more standard. I mean, I feel like these are all nothing too crazy here. It's very similar to that team that David Kotesh and Emre and other players used. And Oliver Escalade used at that regionals in Germany. The only difference here, I think, is Gyarados over Butterfree. Or sorry, Butterfree over Gyarados, but the other Pokemon are all the same. So this is such an interesting matchup. One, does my opponent know about this team? If they do, then they know Chandelure doesn't have Imprison, but we could also just reverse the Trick Room. Two, who do we Dynamax here? The thing is that I think offensive Togekiss is just still a really bad threat for us. Like, we could go Gothitelle Chandelure. I want to lead Rotom though, mainly because I just think the the Togekiss is just too much of a threat. So I'm thinking like Rotom plus Chandelure. I said that weird, Chandelure. Seems alright, especially with the Sash. What do I want in the back? Vanillux is like a little compelling here, but it's awful against the 2 Pokemon that I'm going up against under Trick Room, which are Rhyperior and Torkoal. At least Gothitelle has Energy Ball, right? I'm gonna go Gothitelle. I'm actually gonna still bring Vanillux because I think Rotom and Chandelure have a really good matchup against Rhyperior and Torkoal. So I want to bring something that gives me a better matchup against the faster mode of my opponent's team in case they don't bring both Rhyperior and Torkoal. Because they see, hey, I've got the Trick Room component, I've got Gothitelle and Chandelure, maybe they don't want to play the Trick Room mind games and instead go with like Butterfree and Togekiss and Gothitelle. We'll see. It is Butterfree and Dusclops, so the classic lead, really. You probably Sleep Powder Chandelure, which I'm okay with, because then you have to switch out Butterfree the next turn. So I'm content clicking Thunderbolt here and just Shadow Balling, I think. I think the Sleep Powder will go off into Butterfree. Or sorry, not into Butterfree. From Butterfree into Chandelure, because you have to deny the Imprison, basically. This indicates to me, though, that my opponent has Torkoal and Rhyperior in the back, which is pretty scary. And that's actually a great switch out. That might just be a hard switch out into Rhyperior, which is frustrating. Because I could have really predicted that. And I don't have Imprison here. Well played, well played. That's very well played. It's really good damage with Shadow Ball, though. Huh! They just actually go for Bulldoze outright. Doesn't that put us in an amazing position? Like, I think maybe my opponent was expecting me to click Trick Room to reverse the Trick Room. Because now what we can literally do is Dynamax Max Geyser into Rhyperior and just Shadow Ball the Dusclops. I think Rhyperior probably Dynamaxes, though, and Max Guards, but I think this play is still the safest play to go for. The problem with this is it gives a free switch into Butterfree. But I was going to say one cool thing I can do is set up Electric Terrain, but it doesn't really end up making too much of a difference. And we'll still do damage with Max Geyser through Protect. So yeah, I'm going to Dynamax, Max Geyser, and Shadow Ball. Because I think your play, as if you're my opponent right now, is to always click Dynamax, Max Guard, and Trick Room. So I guess if that's the play I'm expecting, I could actually make a really antsy play by going for Max Geyser into Rhyperior and clicking Trick Room with Chandelure. But that is super risky because if for some reason my opponent, I don't know, goes... actually, one play they could totally make here, instead of just sacking, is going for Ally Switch. Which would be really funny because we played against Ally Switch every game so far. So let's see if we go 3 for 3 on Ally Switches. I don't know if +2 Max Rockfall knocks out Dynamax Rotom. So if it doesn't, then even with Ally Switch, things will be alright, I think. But yeah, like what I thought was a really good position isn't actually super amazing because of the threat of Ally Switch and the threat of Max Guard Protect sack into Butterfree. 3 for 3 on Ally Switch, man. What is going on? And that's the problem if I'm predicting Max Guard Trick Room, right? Does this even knock out Dusclops? No. Maybe I didn't want it to KO, though. Maybe that's fine. I can click Energy Ball this next turn, but I think you probably... I mean, if you don't Rock Fall us, it's not that bad damage from Shadow Ball. It's going to be Rock Fall, but is it Rotom or Chandelure? It's going to go into Rotom. Does that KO? No, it doesn't. Okay, that's good. The fact it doesn't KO is huge. I wonder if Energy Ball KOs. Probably not. Cheeky. Does that fade from Sand actually? Oh, we didn't want that. Because you get the free switch into Butterfree now. So that was actually yeah, I guess I should have predicted Ally Switch. Because the thing is, if I predict Ally Switch and you just protect Trick Room, I get destroyed. This Butterfree comes out? Yes. Okay. Got Vanillux and Gothitelle in the back, which are actually probably 2 of the better Pokemon to have against this Rhyperior. Because I get Blizzard and Energy Ball. I could very easily Max Guard Rotom here. I think I need to knock out the Butterfree, to be honest. I'm going to Max Lightning. And Heat Wave. Heat Wave also gives us a burn chance. Butterfree might go for the Sleep Powder into Rotom. I think we're in an okay spot, but yeah, I mean, I don't like predicting Ally Switch most of the time. He's actually just Rage Powdering, which I actually think is probably the best case scenario for us. Because this means one of our 2 Pokemon survive. I'm assuming this is Focus Sash. Yes. We don't reveal Energy Ball, so if you don't target the Rotom... Or sorry, if you don't target Chandelure, we can Energy Ball. Terrain is up, although I don't think Electric Terrain being up really makes a difference at this point. Heat Wave connects. Good. Alright, not bad. I'll take that. Burn on Rhyperior would probably just end this game right now, but even if we don't, that's fine. So it's 4-2 now, but Rhyperior is going to pick up a KO here. It's actually Quaking. That's really interesting. So you're knockout Chandelure. You're at +1 special defense and Sand is up, but now I can just bring out Vanillux and go for Max Geyser into Rhyperior. So it comes down to really what my opponent's last one is. Well, I guess the other threat is Torkoal, right? So I'm not going to bring out Vanillux outright. I'm going to bring out Gothitelle because that also provides Fake Out support, and then I can just switch out into Vanillux. If it's Torkoal, I think we win this game. It is Torkoal. Nice. Alright, that's huge. Okay. So Vanillux actually ended up being the correct Pokemon as the last one. Who would have thunk? Yeah, this Torkoal can't do anything to us in rain. You could Max Guard. Like, I actually want to Max Geyser the Torkoal here and switch Gothitelle out onto Vanillux. What happens? The problem here is if I Max Geyser, he protects. Oh, I'm changing the weather, though, yeah. So I'm going to switch out into Vanillux. I mean, here it's like Max Geyser should knock out either. I just don't know who the right target is. The problem, I don't know, Rhyperior just with that special defense boost is pretty bulky, but maybe Torkoal's the correct choice because Vanillux can't touch it. Let's see if Rhyperior Max Guards here. Okay, it doesn't. That should be game then. I think Max Geyser should KO even at +1 special defense. I really hope so. Good. Nice. Let's get it. Okay, cool. Now with Rain up, Torkoal definitely can't knock out Rotom and Dynamax for me. Actually, does Specs Eruption KO us in Rain? If it does, then Torkoal would have been the correct target. Oh, he's just Heat Waving. Vanillux dodges it, but that actually would have activated Weakness Policy. Oh, wait, that does nothing. Yeah, I don't even think that's Spexed. Okay, so we were good here. That was scary, though, because if you Max Guard, then I don't... well, sorry, the sun goes up, or sorry, the sun goes away, but it's not like rain, which is obviously a little bit more advantageous. So now we can just click Thunderbolt and Freeze Dry. I don't want to risk missing here. and Torkoal's special defense is so low. So, yeah, nice. We end up pulling out a bunch of victories, and every Pokemon really came out today. And we Dynamaxed 3 different Pokemon once again, which was cool. It was Gothitelle, Chandelure, and Rotom, I believe, right? So, yeah. Once again, shows the flexibility of this team. We brought, a lot of, of the non-Dynamax forms. Vanillix was huge in this last game solely for weather control, but that was actually a really big deal because without weather control, that Rhyperior becomes such a larger threat because it has, the special defense boost from Sandstorm and then the natural special defense boost from the Max Quake as well. So I think if my opponent knocked out Rotom, that game would have been a little bit more interesting. Even if you knock out Rotom, though, I do have Vanillix, so I have weather control. I probably bring in Gothitelle, fake out the Torkoal and Energy Ball, the Rhyperior, and then I bring out Vanillix. It's a lot closer, I think, at that point than it would have been if my opponent... Yeah, if my opponent knocks out Rotom, the game definitely becomes a lot harder, but they might have been predicting a Max Guard there, just wanted to hard pressure Chandelure because Torkoal probably didn't have a way to really touch it. So, yeah. That's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this team because it was a lot of fun to play with. As always, if you did, please show your support by leaving a like. Check out the creator of the team, linked in the description below, as well as all the other stuff as I mentioned, the information about the new season, the new rule set for VGC 2020 and the edits to it that we got. And yeah, come watch the stream. I should be streaming when this video goes live, but if you miss it and you're watching this video later, definitely no worries. You can check the VOD at twitch.tv/CybertronVGC. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. All right, peace.